in 1879 or 1879 at Germany. So at is a mistake here. At is wrong. The correct one is in. We should use in Germany. Okay? We don't say at Germany, we say in Germany. So Albert Einstein was born in 1879 in Germany. His family moved to Italy in 1894, and later he lives in Switzerland. So lives.
So lived.
Lived. He lived. Why? Because this sentence is
In the past.
in the past tense. Okay? It's not in the present tense. It's in the past tense. That's why we should use lived instead of lives. Okay. He became a teacher of mathematics and physics in the secondary school, and later he became a university lecturer. So what's wrong with that? Why there is wrong? What?
But they have A.
A. So it's an article, because secondary school, we don't know which secondary school. اوكي يعني جاي يقول هو اصبح مدرس رياضيات وفيزياء في مدرسة ثانوية، لكن ما جاي يقول لنا بالقطعة منو هي المدرسة الثانوية. فالمدرسة الثانوية غير معرفة لحد الآن. بما أنه هذه المدرسة الثانوية غير معرفة ما نعرفها، فنستخدم يا أما أي أو آن، ما نستخدم ذا. طيب ليش نختار أي؟ حسب الصوت اللي بالكلمة اللي بعدها. قلنا إذا الصوت وليس الحرف، الصوت constant or consonant sound, we use A. But if we have vowel sound, we use A. So we say he became a teacher of mathematics and physics in a secondary school, and later he became a university lecturer. As you can see here, a secondary school, a university lecturer. Okay? He was world famous for his research. And there is nothing wrong in this sentence. He were probably most famous for the theory of relativity. So what should we use instead of were?
Was.
He was. He was probably most famous for the theory of relativity, which in 1915 he discovered. This whole phrase is wrong. How should we correct it? Which?
Word order.
Word order. So what is the correct word order?
Which he discovered in 1915.
1915 or 1915. Okay, so which he discovered in 1915. On 1921, he received the Nobel Prize. In 1915. 1951, he received the Nobel Prize. This award was for his research in physics and mathematics. Einstein blank, the greatest scientist of the 20th century. This is a missing word here. What should we use instead of this missing word?
Was.
Einstein was the greatest scientist of the 20th or the 20th century. He died in 1955, or he died in 1955. All right. So now let us move on to the next subject in our writing part, which is summaries. A summary gives the main idea from an article or report or essay, etc. It is much shorter than the original text because it is unbelievable to make the summary longer than the original text. The summary should be much shorter than the original text or the original article. It is useful for revision and for remembering the main points. If you remember, when we talked about making notes, we said that making notes is important, especially for you as students, because when you read any subject, when you read for your physiology or for your microbiology or for pharmacognosy, when you read anything, it's important that you make notes. Why? Because notes helps you in understanding the subject. Notes also help you when you do revision for exam. Summary do the same thing. Summary is also important for you as student. Why? Because it is useful for revision and for remembering the main points of a lecture, as example. We usually write a summary from our notes. So, how to do or how to write a summary? First, read a text or sometimes multiple texts, like more than one lecture. Then take notes. After you read the lectures, make some notes. Then write a summary for the text or the text that you already read and make notes about. And again, it is helpful for you in your revision for exams if you make notes and you make summaries, and you will have exams like the midterm exams or even the final exams. Okay. Do you have any question about the writing part before we go to the research part? Any questions about the writing from this week, from last week? Nothing? All right. For the research part, as I said earlier, we are going to talk about reliable sources. So keep in your mind, not all books are reliable, and not all websites, internet websites, are good sources. So before you read a book, have a look at it. Will it be useful? Use all of the information to help you decide if this book will be useful or not. For example, you can use the title page. And remember, we are talking about a page. So it's not only the title of the book, the whole page, because sometimes there are some informations in that page. The contents page, which is maybe the most helpful part if you want to know if a book is reliable or not. You look at the contents. Let us say you are looking for some information about your physiology or microbiology class. So you look at the content. Is the subject that you are looking for available in that book? Maybe you don't need this book. Maybe you need another one. Also, the back cover. Some books gives some information in the back cover of the book. The printing history, if there is more than one edition of this book. So is this the newest edition? Maybe there is a new one other than the one that you are reading. Also the index, because the index gives you, as we said, a list of words, a list of vocabularies that are present in the book, and the index is arranged alphabetically at the end of the book. It is different from the contents page because the contents give you the subject, only the subject headlines. The index gives you the words, the important vocabularies that comes throughout the book. So maybe you are looking for something, but you cannot find it in the contents. Where you can find it, you can look in the index. And remember, it's arranged alphabetically, just like a dictionary. So you can look through the letters and through the words until you find the word that you are looking for. If you find it, then this book is useful for you. If you don't find it, or if you cannot find it, then maybe this book is not helpful or reliable. So this is just like doing survey. If you remember when we talked about reading techniques, we said surveying, skimming, and scanning. Why you do survey? Because mostly you do survey to decide if this text is important for you or not, if this text is useful or relative for you or not. This is the same thing, but with books, because you cannot survey a whole book. So what you can do, you can read the title page, the contents page, the index, and the index is more than one page, to see if the book is reliable or useful or not. اوكي، هذا اللي عندنا بخصوص محاضرتنا اليوم. ان شاء الله نلتقي بكم وراء الانتهاء من الامتحانات. طبعا اذا كانت الامتحانات قبل العيد او بعد العيد، مثل ما قلنا حسب الجدول اللي راح يعلن لكم. اذا عندكم اي سؤال او استفسار تقدرون تسالون. اذا ما عندكم شيء تقدرون تغادرون الميت. مع السلامة.